What's up, guys? My name is Snypersama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have just a little bit something different. As some of you guys might know, I was a former Destiny player. I played probably 1,500 hours of Destiny 1, and between Xbox and PlayStation, or not PlayStation, PC, I probably have close to 2,500 hours in Destiny 2. I mean, just on my Steam alone, I have like 1,700 hours, and I stopped playing a long time ago. Well, you guys might have heard that Destiny is dead, and basically that means it's no longer a live service game. Bungie has closed the door on that adventure, and unfortunately, as a former player, that kind of hit me. And because we're waiting for new Monster Hunter content, I decided I would give what most people would consider its main competitor, I suppose, Warframe, a shot. For years, I have heard people tell me, play Warframe, try Warframe. And truth be told, I did. Years ago, back in like 2018, I got about 2, maybe 3 hours in. It was just too much. The last time I played, I barely understood anything. But truth be told, I understand a lot more now. This time was different. After spending thousands and thousands of hours on other games, chasing loot, building builds, grinding perfect everything, and going for everything perfect, both in Monster Hunter, Destiny, Elden Ring, all of these games alike, I wanted something different. And truth be told, I've had an amazing time on this game. This is the beginning of Warframe on the channel. Now, here's the thing about Warframe, is that I've already gone through and I've played quite a bit, but this is how it starts. Warframe is you get to pick between one of 3, okay? In fact, I will probably have something going in the background at the same time kind of detailing the intro to all of this. You have Excalibur, the Swordmaster, Mag, the Gravity Controller, and you have Volt, the Speedster. The 3 of these characters, the 3 of these Warframes, are insane. In fact, part of the reason I fell in love with this game was because I loved how the abilities synergized with each other. I enjoyed what it had to offer me. And I think you guys might too. Because of how much fun I'm having on the game, though, because of how many different builds you can make, because of how much you can just do, this is definitely going to end up being a mainstay on the channel. Not only have I put almost 150 hours in the last like 2.5, 3 weeks, but on top of that, I have invested so much resources in game to making some fire builds just for people like me. So the question I have for you is Warframe worth it in 2026? If you're me, absolutely. Guess we have to wait and see for you. Without further ado, let's get started. So, for the case of this, we are going to be starting with what I assume most people will be picking, and that is Excalibur. Initially, when you load up the game, you're going to be confused by a myriad of menus, a lot of abilities, have no idea what anything means. You're just trying to make it through, because that's exactly what happened to me. We're going to go with Excalibur, and we are going to start our adventure together. Or at least we're going to start your adventure, if you've never played, together. Because like I said, I've got some time invested now. Currently, all you know is this guy, Captain Vor, wants to keep you as a pet. And I thought, what in the world the first time around? It was truly just a weird setup, because we go from the intro cutscene where we are truly heroic. We are fighting off the army of evildoers to this. And then you wake up thanks to the help of a random voice. Now, here's the thing. This is not how it's going to look like for you, and it's not how it looked for me. I was sitting there fumbling buttons, trying to figure out what in the world to press the whole bit, because the game starts you off at a ridiculously high sensitivity. So the first thing you are going to be doing is opening up your game settings and adjust your sensitivity, because if I remember correctly, these start out at 50 and I'm at 5 now. Okay. Next up, what you're going to do. Oh, let me close that. You are going to just get a feel for the game. When you first start out, you're just gonna sprint. You're gonna think there's nothing else to it. Truth be told, you can go flying, you can go gliding, you can go straight up into the sky. There are so many options available to you. And unfortunately, the game does not help you in that regard. It does not tell you that you have all of these different things that you can chain together. If you're anything like me, you probably just picked up this melee weapon and you're just holding E. Walking forward, holding E, or whatever your button is. I changed my keybinds because that's the second thing you're going to want to do, is mess with your keybinds. You can do your double jumps. You can do just about everything. And one of the things that made me fall in love with this game was the movement. The ability to slide, or bullet jump as it's called in this game, followed by a glide, is truly... It's an art that only Apex has been able to make feel phenomenal, and that is movement. The absolute movement of this game is enough for the majority, like me, to be invested. Include the fact that you have seamless gameplay. It's pretty seamless co-op. You are able to have so much fun with friends, and shout out, I have my own clan, which means you guys have a place to go. It's a ton of fun. I seriously recommend it. The amount of confusion, though, is very clear. Okay, you can see what I'm doing right now, and that is bullet jumping. Most people are not going to have that very easily, okay? You are just going to slide around. You are just going to move around. You're going to do the best you can, nice and slow. And that's okay, because if the movement isn't your thing, that's all right. You are then bombarded with the fact that your ship, your way out of here, has now been destroyed. Not only do you have to defend yourself, and you are immediately thrown into a boss fight, but you're still figuring out the controls like I was. You're still struggling to figure out what's next. If you're anything like me, you rushed this guy as fast as you could and started using your abilities and hacking and slacking just for him to teleport and bother the crap out of you, because he won't stop moving. The thing about this game that most people don't understand, that most people aren't going to understand, is that not only is it just fun, but it captures something magical. That magic, at least for me, ya boy, has only happened with a few games. There was a little bit of time with Diablo, and that was good. The problem with Diablo was not all of my buddies played it. Not all of you guys played it. The thing here is that everybody that I know right now has invested time into this game because it's just that good. So whether you're a new player, whether you're a returning player, if you watch me, I emphasize, I beg you to give it another shot. This game is truly just a phenomenal masterpiece. The devs listen. You've got cool ciphers, cool traps to sit there and actually enjoy to the fullest. This game has done so much, okay? First impressions are it's fun. You can bullet jump, you can walls climb, you can sit there and fight to your heart's content. But that doesn't come without its drawbacks. One of its biggest drawbacks, and I think the one that almost took the game off the market for me, was this. And this is holy menus, Batman, because each of these you would think there's just one thing to them. No. You click on navigation, you are bombarded with a million different planets, and you are unsure what happens next. Let's say you wanted to go into your arsenal. your equipment, your inventory, your weapons. Which one do you select? Arsenal, Foundry, Incubator? There were so many questions that I had that it was the biggest culture shock. You are overwhelmed with menus. You are overwhelmed with how many new systems are just thrown at you from the beginning. You've got mods, you've got your relics, you've got your blueprints, you've got the Foundry, Master Rank, Star Chart, so on and so forth. There is so much to it that even me, as a former Destiny player, was used to complexity. This game took it to a completely different level. What surprised me the most, though, was that everything felt like it was progression in one way or another. And you can see that with my stats here. I have 94 hours in the game right now. I've got the star chart completely done. The star chart is something you'll learn about, and it's essentially all of the different mission nodes. But before I could get to any of that, I had to use different characters. Each of these characters, Warframes, I was able to use. Every time I leveled a new one up, still felt like it was something, because it was going towards not only my experience as a player, but my experience on my account. I mean, I'm Mastery Rank 12 with the Steel Path, which is the hardcore in-game modes, and I've got less than 100 hours in the game. And this doesn't just go for the Warframes. It went for all of your primary weapons, your melees, your secondaries, any sort of robotic companion, any sort of beast companion, and so on and so forth. Everything was progress. Crafting something just to make sure that it was quote unquote mastered in your inventory counted, because you are always working for something. And I absolutely loved it because it didn't feel like there was a stopping point. It was just short-term goal, long-term goal. Once you finish the short term, you move the goalposts on your long-term goal, and you kept going. By no means am I saying that any of this is to replace Destiny. By no means am I saying that this is going to replace Monster Hunter. But as far as perfecting weapons goes, perfecting builds go, there is so much variety in this game that it would be a crime to not take it into consideration for those of us that love the idea of constantly building something new and going from zero to hero. Overall, everything has been really, really good, but that's not to say it's without its drawbacks. The new player experience is a lot, like a lot, but it's better than what it used to be. And I can give the devs credit for that, because when I initially started back in like 2018, it was horrendous. And it is a lot easier now, but it could still do with its improvements. The game expects you to Google everything. The crafting timers, if you're a free-to-play player, can be frustrating. I mean, you have to wait 12 hours to craft one piece, craft another piece wait another 12 hours, craft another piece, wait another 12 hours, and then once you have all three of them and more supplies, you get to craft the final blueprint for your Warframe, and it takes 72 hours. I mean, if you were to do that and break it up into 12, 12, 12, and then 72, you're looking at 6 days worth of waiting for the one thing you've been grinding for. As a very impatient person, that didn't strike well. I wasn't a huge fan of that. But the more I played, the more I realized, you know what? I can have these on the back burner. I can work on these and have them ready for when I want them, and so on and so forth. The amount of information, though, wholly intimidating. There's so many things that you need to look at. Not only do you have all of the different types of weapons, you have all of these different types of Warframes, you have all of these different mods, what each of the mods do, what do each mod is able to do for you, how everything synergizes together. And it's gotten to the point that I am versed enough in the game that I can use this character set, which is Sirius and Orion, the newest Warframe, and if I remember correctly, the 65th Warframe, where I'm controlling not one, but two at the exact same time, with about 100 hours in. By no means is this game easy. By no means is this game going to hold your hand. But without guides or the community, most people probably would have quit. But that's what I'm here for. I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that I learn everything so you can learn from me. Just to kind of emphasize my point in the fact that I am going to do what I can to learn everything to be able to teach you guys, just like I did with Monster Hunter. This is me playing a live stream. This is a mission way later in the game that some of you may recognize if you played before, some of you may not. But as any of you know, I am canonically blind. My glasses are thicker than a block of cement. Okay, I'm blind. There is literally a Twitch redemption 4 points that is the biggest reward on my stream at 100,000 points that requires a minimum of 100 hours watch time for you to redeem on my Twitch streams. And one of my chatters, one of my good friends, Merlin, made me do it where I take my glasses off and I continue for either an entire match, if it's like a PvP game, or at least 10 to 15 minutes. And that's what happened here. That's new. What did Law say about taking glasses off? He's asking if I was playing on hard mode. Hell yeah. That can be a... Merlin, you're a shitty person. Oh my god, I can't see! Can't even read chat. Glasses off. Yeah. Off. Dude, this is a story mission. I can't. Now, to save anybody from actually being spoiled, I cut out the majority of this because it was about a 13-minute segment where I was playing without my glasses, both platforming, melee, actually fighting enemies, so on and so forth. So what you're going to see is the very end of it all, where I'm just platforming, doing the objective, but this is after I had already failed it, not once, but twice. And if you know me, you know I hate losing anything. Merlin, you're cruel. Okay, it was this one. Can I stop getting hit? It's that one. Okay, I see the yellow marker, so I think that was all 4 of them. Okay, I see enemies. That's No! Oh, great. Enemies are spawning. Now, this just goes to show you that in that story mission specifically, which was brand new by the way to me, completely different system than what I was used to, I was able to do it without my glasses, just because of the wealth of knowledge that I have gained when it comes to this game. By no means am I the most versed. By no means am I the best player. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't up there. Your boy's been putting in the time. And on top of all of that, on top of all that I've learned, on top of all that I've enjoyed with this game, the community is just wonderful. There are so many people that I have met and interacted with that are just kind souls. The Warframe community truly is, at least in my opinion, one of the better ones. This isn't like League of Legends, where there is a connotation for players like that. This isn't like Counter-Strike. This is different. This is fun. And on top of all of it, it's worth it. You have several years worth of content that you can go back and do. You have 65, I think, different Warframe and play styles that you can do. Not to mention, if you're a 100%er, holy, is there a million things to do. Overall, my first experience playing Warframe is, if you're looking for a game that scratches an itch, this is worth trying. Treat it like you are learning a new language. Take your time. Enjoy your journey. When you have questions, who do you ask? This guy. Okay? Eventually, everything will start making sense. And maybe you're like me. Maybe you're going to start out and think, maybe Warframe's not for me. But maybe there is a rhyme to the reason when you think about the fact that people have been playing it for over a decade. Truth be told, I'm having a ton of fun with it. I hope you guys too. And I think I'm just getting started. That being said, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.